And then after that, you realize that you kind of have a little bit of leverage with your time, but you're still kind of building someone else's business. And so when I got back to school with you, G, we had the psychology class together, and I used to see you on your iPad. You had the
Yeah.
iPad back then. You had the iPad. You used to have the iPad out every day, and I'm like, "What are you doing, G?" You like, "This is the stock market." I'm like, "Okay, what is that?" I never had a clue about like what the stock market was, about like companies that invested. I was always a football guy, uh, and so one thing led into another. That's how I got started, though. That is exactly how I got started.
Yeah, man, I remember that was a psychology class. You kept, man. I was like, man, this dude keep looking at me. I knew who you were. We played ball together, but didn't really know you personally. I was like, man, he keep looking at my pad, man, and you started asking questions, and that one talk after class, that changed everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So um, yeah, so you've been trading stocks, but you also trade forex. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
All right, so tell us about that transition into forex. What is the forex market and things like that?
Man, so forex essentially is currencies. So every country has their own dollar per se. So the U.S. has the dollar, the Japanese has the yen, British pound, the Aussie, um, and so these currency pairs they just fluctuate. And so like I was trading the Aussie versus the dollar. So basically, one U.S. dollar one US dollar will be, so 58 cents is the Aussie. So one Aussie is worth 58 cents. So that will get you $1. So if I went over there with $5,000, they would transition that into. So that was a bad example. So I would say I would go with like the Euro USD. That's a simpler one. So if you get €1, so that's trading at 1.08. So that's trading at $1.08. And so if I get €1 and I transition that, and I want to go over there and basically transition my currency, um, I would trade $1 for $1.08 of a euro. Does that make
Uh,
sense?
yeah, yeah. So you're basically just trading between currencies of the countries, right? Different nations.
Yes, yes, yes.
Got it.
And so what you want to check out are things like the monetary policy, the interest rates. You want to see kind of how the country's doing, how they are performing, what's their GDP. Um, so you want to kind of do different research, and I have different sites. So you can check out like a site like Forex Factory, um, and basically the whole what I realized, G, is the whole game is research, understanding what you're investing in, and really finding a sweet spot on buying value when people feel like there is no value. And that's why I feel like I transitioned to currencies, because stocks, and another reason I transitioned to currencies is because it trades over $2 trillion every day. So it's the largest liquid market that we have known to man. But that makes it 10 times tougher than the stock market, which makes sense of why my stock market profits have increased, or my activity has increased as far as like profits go within a slower market within the stock market. Currencies trade 6 days a week, 24 hours. It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So if you have a position on, so if you have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on, um, you know, there's trillions of dollars trading in this market. So if someone comes in with a buy bet of $1 million and pushes a position up, you just have to be well aware. So it kind of just sharpened my tools. But the main thing is trading is trading. So trading is a skill that you should acquire, and it's just reading human psychology.
Okay. So what will be the main difference between the stock market and the forex market?
The main difference is stock market, you buy in businesses and companies. Currencies, you're essentially trading. I don't want to say interest rates and make it so simple, but you're trading value between countries.
Okay. All right, because we had a question. They were asking for a better example of the Forex market, and I kind of wanted to dumb things down because we have to keep in mind that people on here don't have any knowledge at all. Some people are just now getting started. So me and you talking, behind the scenes, we can talk, we can chop it up, but everybody else, they look at it like a foreign language, So I just want
Got
to
you.
keep that in mind. Yeah, we have some questions on here. So. Um, Talk about the bond market. Like, what is the bond market? Because
Bond is just debt.
okay,
So
there you
so
go.
bonds are just debt. You're buying somebody else's debt. A country or a company says, "Hey, we're thinking about doing this X, Y, and Z." They write you a certificate, and you purchase that certificate, and over time, that should increase.
So,
Uh,
so what does it do? Like, what is the benefit from people getting active in the bond market?
so essentially, you want to sign up for fixed income bonds. It's a strategy for income. So they'll pay you a specific interest rate on your investment over time.
So other words, let's just say I want to buy government bonds, and you're the government. I say, hey, I have $1,000. I want to buy a bond. I give you that money, and you essentially pay me an interest on the money I gave you.
Yeah, so they'll pay you like probably 1.7%, 1.3% a month for a government bond.
So that's like a low risk type of thing. If I don't want to get too volatile, too crazy, and I just want my money to grow slowly over time, then the bond market would be the place to go.
Definitely.
Right. All right. If y'all have any questions about bond market,
More
just drop your
questions.
questions. Yeah.
More questions.
Just drop the questions. So let's get into the next question. So, I guess the main question, let's just get straight into it because people are like, man, look, I want to make more money, all right, and I want to do that in the market, no matter what the market is. Kevin, how can people make money like today in the market? I'm not saying like make a transaction and you get paid today, but how can people make money in the marketplace?
Well, first it starts with research. So understand what a brokerage account is. So I would say first you have to open a brokerage account. That's just an access way for you to be connected with the exchanges. So it depends on which market you want to trade. So if you want to trade stocks, currencies, but if you want to get into just investing, so you have like real estate, um, you have different business models, you have startup investing, so angel investing. So you just have to kind of take a self-examination on how much capital am I working with, how much time do I have to devote to this new venture? Because essentially it's a venture that you have to embark on. When we first started, we started out real hot. I think I had my first $1,000 day in 2016, I believe. So when you kind of just dive yourself into something that you feel like I said, how much capital are you working with? How much time can you devote to that? Do research on those different markets and see what aligns with you. Because everybody on this call is different. I'm different than you. Like you've never ventured off into Forex, but you killed the stock market. And like I said, so I would just say, if you want to make money today, I would start doing my research on how can my money make money other than me going to work. That is the first question that I would start with. And if investing is for you, if you feel like you have the time, the energy, and the mind and willpower to embark on this journey, then that's what I would say do.
So is investing in the stock market or Forex, is that a get rich quick scheme? Like, can I get rich overnight in doing that?
No, you can lose a lot of money overnight.
You can.
This is definitely a skill. This is like how I view myself as like a doctor. Like I really, truly value my work. This is like one of the most difficult things that you would embark on as far as like like taking money from the markets. Consistently taking money from the markets and being a 6 to 7 to 8 figure trader year in and year out is going to take you years of hard work. And the way that you kind of like evolve in the process, like not get distracted. So everything else is a distraction. Like I said, I view myself as a doctor. This is kind of like surgical. You have to know entries, you have to know exits, you have to know volume, you have to know moving averages, you have to know there's so many different keys to the puzzle, but it's like anything else you're doing. If you're working at a job, if you're working for somebody else for 10 years, you're gonna have to be surgical, or you can get replaced tomorrow.
Yes.
So I feel like this is not a get rich quick scheme, but this is definitely the most lucrative and sovereign opportunities that we have today as humankind. Like, I feel so sovereign. Like, I can do whatever I need to do when I want to do it, how I want to do it, simply because of my confidence on extrapolating money from the markets.
I like that answer too. It just gives insight on, like, this is a skill, it's an art. It's not something that, you can follow just these steps and then you can be successful. It takes time. And so I like that answer. So I noticed, Kevin, that we have some people on a call, some members of YMC that have been trading. They're not considered beginners, maybe intermediate. They've made some trades. But I know a lot of people, I get requests about, hey, I'm losing money. G, like, help me out. What's going on? So I would ask you, for the retail traders that are losing money out there, what would be your advice to them? What would be your recommendation? Or actually, what would Kevin do in that situation? If you were in their shoes, you're losing money consistently and things are not going well. What is Kevin doing?
Well, you remember back when I called you, like, gee, it's been 2-3 weeks and I can't get it right. And I think that when you can't get anything right in life, like, that's one thing about the market. It's going to teach you so much about yourself. Like, I've done so much evolving as a person, as a human being, simply from learning from my mistakes that I make on a daily basis with trading my money. It sounds so simple and it sounds so basic, but that's really what it is. So with anything, if you fail in that, I would say take a step back, like, relax, understand how you're losing, understand why you're losing. It's like football or whatever sport you play or whatever you've done. Once you go forward, you have to review film. You have to take a look at the progress, the failures, the ups, the downs, and you have to keep a trading journal. Like, if you don't have a trading journal or a journal through life, how are you getting better? How are you evolving as a person? And so I would say grab your trading journal. I would say
like a diary, right?
Definitely should be recording your trades. Definitely should be recording your trades. I would just say there's so many different things, but really it's just like film review. So if you've ever played a sport, you got to get back in the film room. You failed, so you got to get back. You got beat. It's not that you failed. Championship still at the end of the season, which is December. What are your numbers going to look like? So it's just like it's a conscious, common thing.
So I would ask you more into, like, the journal. So when you're writing in this journal, like, what are some key things that you've taken notes on that has helped you in your journey of trading? Like, what did you write down? What did you track?
Just the emotions. Why did I get emotional? So if I took a loss, when did I take that loss? What opportunities did I have to exit the trade? What was my plan going into the entire event? And like I said, it's just more review. So the journal is just to track everything that you've done. And then I also do like a foregoing journal. So I do, like, at the beginning of the week, if I want to have like a really good week, I'll write it as if I've already accomplished it. So I'll say, on this day, I've accomplished certain goals, and I'll kind of formulate that into my opportunities. So I may put in a 12-hour day specifically looking for opportunities if I said I wanted 10,000 this week or 5,000 this week or 100 pips or 200 pips. And your goals should change to keep you inspired.
Nice. So I want to piggyback off something that you mentioned earlier about doing research. There's a question directly to me. So, like, what are some websites that you use to conduct your research in the market? Like, what are you browsing?
So for Forex, there's Forex Factory, definitely Forex Factory. Everything Forex. So everythingfx.com, Forex Factory. Those two are my main two for Forex. For stock market, company websites. Stock market, definitely company websites. Biopharm Catalyst, biopharmcatalyst.com is going to give you different healthcare companies. So in this next uptrend, when we do get it, there's are going to like healthcare companies are going to be valued at a different rate than what they were before, simply because of things like a pandemic can happen. So that value is going to increase. So you want to definitely do your research on Biopharm Catalyst and just find companies that are in the phase 2 and phase 3 of their product, and that's when you get heavy investors and you can throw your chips in there and increase as well, especially from a technical setup.
Cool. So you mentioned like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Like, what is that like? Can you dumb that down for me?
Trials. So
clinical trials.
So pharmaceutical companies go through clinical trials. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 are just clinical trials on how the product's doing. It's just an update on the product. If the product's been released, all of the news on the product.
Cool. All right. So I see some of you guys have questions. We have a couple more questions for Kevin. Then we're going to go into the Q&A. After the Q&A, we're going to start dropping some links for you guys, some resources that you guys can use. So just bear with us. Kevin, so
I could send them. I'll drop I have a sheet of like 20 or 30 different websites, like the Motley Fool. So I'll drop that link too.
Great. And also, if you're not in YMC, if you're not in the group chat, please leave a message in the chat. I will send you the link to that. So yeah, stay tuned. So Kevin, I have a question for you. So everybody's kind of tripping out over the coronavirus. It's getting real serious. People are kind of panicky. Man, I can't even describe how many people have hit me up. People not even in our group, YMC. They're asking Ronnie, like, what's going on? Like, the market is crashing. It's going down in price. Like, my question to you is, how long do you think this is going to last?
That's a great question. I wish I knew.
Talk about that. You're a 4-year trader.
I would be the richest man on earth. Now, I think it's that's tough. That's tough to even comment on. But I would just say, man, I stay out of the way, stay healthy, stay blessed, stay prayed up. As far as what goes on, like as far as I go on, if they close the markets down, that's gonna be tough. So like as far as like what goes on, like be more specific, because that's a broad and touchy subject.
So like the market is basically declining, right? It's been declining, for the past months. So like
February.
When is it going to start turning back around? Like, when do you think it's going to start turning back around? In your opinion, we understand that this is not professional advice, but your opinion, when do you think it's going to turn back
around? When Warren Buffett started buying. No, when definitely when everybody gets cured, when everything goes back to normal, there's going to be like 2, 3, 4, 5 different companies that just blows up from this pandemic. When there is heavy demand, somebody has to bring the supply. So as we've seen, like Germex companies, any company that said they had anything to do with the coronavirus shot up over $1 these last couple of weeks. Like I've called, like there's been so many points to catch. So I feel like even through this time, companies do good. But as far as the overall market, I think everything has to get back to normal. So we definitely can't be on a lockdown. We definitely can't be everything has to be back to normal. Keep it simple.
Yeah. So, man, I'm gonna drill you here because you're saying wait this and that, but man, I see you in that chat room, man. You making plays. You're not waiting. You still making plays. So, what are the good investments outside of? It sounds like healthcare. Like what? Somebody on here is like, man, what's the great stock picks? What sector should I be looking at? What is Kevin looking at right now? Because you're killing it in the market, man. Like you posting every day.
Like I said earlier, it's a skill that you create. So anybody who in the chat room, I could send you a scanner or two. I can't send you all of them, but definitely what a scanner is it goes out and read the market. So like I said, you find a skill that you create. So you know that there's a pandemic, or you know that there's a rush as far as so give you a prime example. Airline companies and cruise ship companies, those are like a luxury, that's like a luxury vehicle. Like if you're flying and you're sailing on boats, that's like luxury. Like you don't need that during a pandemic. So the way that you make money in times like these are you bet against stuff that has no value to human life at all. And then also when the market goes back up, you invest. So like today I made a little bit on Fannie Mae. So I bought in Fannie Mae at 159 and it ran up to 175 today. So, but that was just a technical setup. And the reason that I trusted it is because it trades over 10 million in volume daily. And so what that tells me is I have liquidity. So it's just a strategy that I use, and it's a federal mortgage stock. So that alone lets me know that has inside and institutional buyers. So
you're basically saying things that are important to life, to the central market, to people, and then obviously what big companies are going to try to keep stable during this time. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes.
So,
and then,
go ahead.
Oh no, you're hitting it on the money. I was just going to say, a lot of people made money on Boeing the last 2 days. So I guess Boeing got they're going to get a buyback. So the government's going to bail them out if they agree to certain terms. So they have to agree not to buy back. They have to agree to certain terms. Look it up. But anyways, that created a lot of hysteria. A lot of people started buying. So Boeing went from $90 a share to over $160 today, $150 today. So there's opportunity, but you have to know the marketplace. You have to know what a 757 is.
So those sites that you are gonna give out, those links are going to help everyone on here who's a beginner kind of dig into the market, learn about it, and actually be able to utilize that information to get on those plays that you're playing right now to make the money, right?
Yes, definitely.
Great. And that's great information. I would just agree on that. Is that research, just being able to spring that off your mouth like that is basically you having that knowledge. When you have that knowledge, I mean, the confidence is through the roof. You're able to find those plays and catch them. So I would totally agree with that. So Kevin, that's pretty much all the questions I have for you. But I'm going to open it up to everybody else. I'm pretty sure that they have more questions. We actually have a question from Alan Reed. So his question is, do any of you guys use Robinhood? And I'm going to let you answer that first.
If you use Robinhood, I seen this guy post. I'm not going to be rude. So actually, I don't use Robinhood. I've never used Robinhood. I don't have an account with Robinhood. I've never transferred money to Robinhood. When a broker shows any flaw in their system, you have to find new business. It's like any other business in the game. So back in like 2016, 2017, their whole network or their server shut down for an entire day. So if you were long a position and that stock crashed and you had Robinhood, sorry. So no. Sure, keep it short. No.
And I would piggyback. I seen an article where they're giving clients credit because some of them lost a lot of money on Robinhood Network just recently. This just happened like this week, and last week. So I remember that. I remember when the whole network went down. If you had money in a investment, you couldn't get it out. You couldn't even log into your account. It was crazy.
Just this year, I'm sorry, Ronnie.
Nah, yeah. This is we talking.
Just this year alone, they didn't even plan for the leap year. So their network didn't work on like I seen Twitter was going crazy about it. So Alan, no, Alan. If you got Robinhood, transfer all the money out. I use TD Ameritrade and E-Trade, and they're simple.
Yeah.
Commission free.
Yeah, they're pretty much. I like E-Trade. E-Trade is good for shorting for me, even though I rarely do that. But TD Ameritrade, I've stuck with it. TD Ameritrade had some issues in the past, but it was like within an hour they had it fixed, and it wasn't no big issue. Every network is obviously going to have some slowdowns, but that it's not going to go completely out. If it goes completely out, you can't access anything, no data. You can't even access your account. That's an issue, and that's when you need to like start switching around. So outside of E-Trade and Thinkorswim, I use TradeStation, which my opinion is TradeStation is probably one of the best brokers because within the past decade, they haven't had any network issues. And they pump a lot of money into it. And that's why to have an account with them, you got to have money because they pump so much into their product. And then I just love TD Ameritrade because it's so simple, very cookie cutter. I'm talking about my little nephew could understand what's going on in the marketplace just looking at that. So
yeah, that's why I said I don't want to recommend to like Interactive Broker or any too much expensive brokers because you do have to deposit at least $25,000. So
yeah,
but I don't know who's on the call. My bad.
Yeah, no, it's a mixture. I see a mixture of new people. I see a mixture of some old members. If you are trading with a $10,000 account and up, I would recommend TradeStation. Go ahead and graduate. Go ahead and get an E-Trade and stay diverse within your strategy. And then, yeah, if you're new, Thinkorswim. I don't recommend just staying with Thinkorswim throughout the whole process because I graduated. I still keep a Thinkorswim. Like I made a manual trade today. It's been a minute, but look, like stick with something simple, something that you can understand, and it's free. So everybody loves free.
Yeah, that's another reason I always recommend it. I mean, like the interface on it, the platform on it is next level. Definitely like for a beginner. It gives you all the keys and access. So definitely TD Ameritrade. So we just went over them. So yeah.
Cool. Does anybody have any more questions? I think another question was, could you better explain Forex market? Can you really dumb it down for a kid, basically? Like a beginner, like, you know, when you think of a beginner, you think of it as a newborn baby trying to understand life. So could you break that down into the simplest form as possible, what Forex market is? And
yeah, for sure. What is the Forex market? So Forex market is so money is called currency. Different countries have different values for so the US dollar is like the main currency. So it's like the it's like the English language is the dominant language. So in terms of like the money, like in the aspect of money, the dollar is like English. So if I wanted to go to a different country and actually go shopping in that country, I would have to exchange my US dollars for some of their currency. Now, if we're talking about like a Europe, that currency may be equivalent to a dollar, a little bit more expensive than a dollar, or a little bit less expensive than a dollar, depending on their monetary policy at the time, the economy, how the US is doing, how Europe's doing. So in that aspect, those two currencies have to always trade on an exchange for their value. And when different things change inside the marketplace, that value changes. And so what I do is I just sign up for a broker's account, a broker that offers that to be traded. So they offer the Aussie dollar, they offer the European and the US dollar to be traded on their exchange. So what I do is go to a broker, sign up, get an account, put money into that. Well, first I'll research it. You want to research the brokers that you go into, because you don't want to go into a broker and you can't get your money out. So research a broker, put my money into it, watch the chart as far as technicals, and do my research as far as what is the country doing as a whole, and then make my decision as far as if I'm going to buy or sell it. Was that good?
It sounds good to me. I hope that answered your question. I think that's Shira. All right, so we have another question. I have a $400 account. It's in a different broker. I have it left over, and I'm basically a beginner. How do I grow it? How do I grow that right now?
$400 account. Which broker? So stocks, Forex, like what are you trading?
Forex.
So I would say definitely find a strategy. I would say minimize my focus down to one single pair. So if you're trading Forex, you know what a pair means. A pair is just, like I said, a euro, like the euro versus the USD. Find a specific pair and mark up the chart. So you want to do heavy monthly support, heavy monthly resistance, heavy weekly support, heavy weekly resistance. And then you want to break it down to the daily. And I use the 8-hour, 12-hour, 4-hour, and 1-hour candlestick. And I use 15, 5, and 1 minute to buy. So I may make a decision off of a 1-minute chart, but the technical setup was off of a 4-hour and an 8-hour. You can also put the 6-hour in there because it gives you 4 different times to look at the market throughout the day. But if you want to make money now, you got to find your specific pair, focus on one pair. Like follow that pair the whole week, like white on rice. Like follow that pair, like you should know what that pair is doing by like the back of your hand. Like if that pair is if it's selling at 190 at 1 o'clock in the day, and then at 3 o'clock it's selling at 189, and then at 5 o'clock it's selling at 190 again, you got to know the technical setups and have your support and resistance drawn out to be able to capitalize on a move if it's showing you what it needs to show you. Good.
That was a great answer. All right, so if someone wants to, start learning Forex from you, how can they do that? Like today?
So I don't even have like I've been getting like so many people have been trying to like, can they be a student? I'm just like, I don't even have that stuff set up. So I bought the website. I got the website. Everything is good, but it's not set up. So I don't have a website set up. So if you want to get in contact with me, you could just get my number. I can put my number on here, or just reach out to me. Though I'm a down to earth dude. I mean, it's not like I keep everything simple. Like everybody was like quarantine this, quarantine that. I was like, my normal life for the last couple of years been quarantine. Like yeah. I had to transition for a couple of months, but like other than that, it's been like away from like everybody. You know what I mean? So hit me up, man. I mean, I'll talk back.
Would you say trading any market, does it require, how much focus does it require?
Oh my Lord.
I mean, hours.
Uh,
Speaking in hours here,
I'm
Kevin.
talking about months and years of your time. But once you get it, once you get it, you feel so powerful. It's like a superpower. It's like walking on water. It's like you know what it's really like once you acquire it. It's like a real life casino. Like you feel like the casino humbly. You don't want to like boast and brag about it, but it's a skill, and you work like an NFL player. He worked his ass off to reach that level. So it's just like you got to devote that much attention and time and effort to your craft. Like a LeBron James, he had to work on his jump shot. He didn't know how to shoot that good when he came into the league. He had to work on his jump shot. So it's like you figure out what you're not that good at, and you want to get better at everything.
So in a day, like how many hours a day should I be studying the market?
What's your goals? So what's your goals? Like for me, my goals are big. I have big goals. Like I've accomplished a lot, and I want like there's no limit to what we can get as a human being. So it's just like understanding what your goal is, mapping out your situation. Like I said, where's your daily planner? Where's your daily handbook? That's your game plan right there. That's all your successes and failures. Hold yourself accountable. Yeah.
Great. All right. So biggest takeaway from trading?
It's going to teach you everything you need to know about yourself and human race, and humankind, like everything you need to know.
Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions. If you guys have more questions, we have 2 minutes, 2 more minutes.
Where is Kaylin? Kaylin, give me a question. Who else we got? Double or more came and asked the question.
Yep. We pretty much covered.
I really appreciate y'all coming out though.
Yeah, for real. This is good.
I can't believe I thought it was, man. That's so like bad on my punctual. I gotta make it up to y'all. I owe all y'all, whatever y'all ask me anything.
Hey, I got it. So I think Kevin, I think you should give a beginner's course on Forex. Just because you relate, man. I'm just saying, like, I think you should give a free, no charge Forex beginner course. What you think?
I mean,
y'all think that's fair?
I'm down. I ain't tripping. I'm down to get down.
Hey, if it was me, I'm waiting 10 minutes. I'm like, man, it's supposed to start. I'm just saying. I need something, Kevin.
I know, for real. I know. I feel so bad. But yeah, we could do that. Definitely.
All right. I'll reach out to Kevin and I will give y'all the date on that. If y'all are not a part of the YMC group, please get a part. I'm actually gonna drop the link here soon. Give me 1 second. It's an app. It's a mobile app. You can get on the website. Just join. You can actually interact with Kevin on there directly, and he will reach out. He's a down-to-earth dude. He's not smelling himself and think he's all that. He does have confidence. He does have a sense of teaching, so he will break it down for you. But don't waste anybody's time. Don't waste your time. If you are not serious, please don't waste your time. Don't even get started if you're not serious about doing this for the next lifetime. All right, this is a lifetime skill. So keep that in mind.
You gotta ever stop trading. Once you start trading, you're not gonna ever stop. Just don't be a bad addictive trader. But you gotta go through your phase though. You're gonna go through that phase. Like you're gonna. Yeah. God, oh my God, and then you're gonna get hit in the mouth a couple of times. You're gonna be like, okay, I gotta get in the ring. I gotta get in the gym. And that's what it is. And it's like once you get to that point, then you stay focused because it's like every week is gonna face you with new challenges. Oh, Kaylin got something nice. Kaylin, what did he say?
Are you familiar with Hugo's Way or Cornex?
Yes. So Hugo's Way, I had to fire them, bro. Hugo's Way, So we was trading on like a Friday, and the market got super liquid. So like it was a lot of money being dumped into the markets, and their server just froze up. I had like 2,000 invested at the time. I'm like, bro, you can't just freeze up my account.
That's my money.
And so after that Friday, I took out all my money, and I never opened that account again. Like, I didn't close it. Like, I think I still got it. Hugo's Way was good to me though. They got the stocks on there. Go with Kalen. Go with KOT4X. That's who I go with. And there's a couple of millionaire traders with that one too. And then also the other one is IG. I haven't signed up with this one though, but there's a couple of people that I follow that has $1 million accounts, like $8 million accounts, $1 million accounts, and they use KOT4X. So use that one, and then I think the other one was like IG Index. But I haven't used this one though. IG. No, I'm not gonna recommend it. I haven't used it yet. That's the one I use though. KOT4X. Use that one. Nice, good question.
All right. Any more questions? Going a little bit over time for everybody to ask any question. Doesn't matter.
I know. I showed up late. I'm so sorry. I messed it up.
That's all right, man. We looking forward to that free Forex beginner course. I don't trade Forex. I completely attack the market. All my friends who know me, they know I like to focus on one thing and I drill into it. So I'm looking forward to that course. I know a little bit about Forex. I've done a little bit of research, but I'm waiting on Kevin to give me the game.
John said favorite session. London. So I get up at like 2, 3 a.m. I feel like a fucking zombie, bro. Like I get up at like 2, 3 a.m. and it's like go time. You know what I mean? Like I can go from like 2 a.m. all the way to 12 p.m. and catch the U.S. session and catch all the volatility. So if I have support and resistance, daily candles drawn up, bro. And if you trade Forex and you know within 3 hours your life can change. So like within 3 hours I can catch 200 pips, 150 pips. So a 1.0, that's $1,500 on 150. 0.02, you know what I mean? That's $30. So I think that the reason that I like session, London session, US session, favorite too. That was a great question. That's my boy from high school, bro. We used to go back. We used to sit next to each other in science class. That's my dog. We used to go hard. He's a hoop too. He's a hoop. He had the 3. This nigga 3 wet. When he throw it up, might well head the other way. Bro.
Oh, that's good.
He was Steph Curry before Steph. You know how Steph used to do that, throw it up and then take off?
Yeah.
Giants did hit the mugs.
What? We got some ballers on here, man. We got a couple ballers. We have Cayman, the record holder of Southeastern Oklahoma.
Oh, that's my dog.
I see Simona on here. Simona, she's an OG in the YMC now. Good to see you, Simona.
Simona, give me a question. Give me a hard one. Let's get better tonight.
She said, "Hey, y'all."
I know, right? She polite. She said, "Kevin, I got nothing." We didn't do that good. Now you boosting.
We couldn't have done that good. Nah, you know what?
I was late.
I consider Simona as a sister of the group. She's like big sister of the group. Simona, she's very talented, but she don't like to share her stock picks. So I gotta put you on Front Street.
Oh, she's selfish.
Nah, she ain't like that. I'm just messing. She know I gotta give her a hard time. All right. Any more questions for anybody before we just go ahead and close out and wrap it up? This is recorded, by the way, so I'm going to send this out to everybody who was here today. Like I said, join YMC. Also, big announcement.
I need to create one. I'll create one, bro.
Okay. All right. Big announcement. So PushDash is a software that we've been building since last year. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a beta test where you guys can try it out. So PushDash is actually going to give you insights on when to buy stock and when to sell it. And so that's what it's going to do in the beginning phase. We're going to get very off into Forex and also cryptocurrency. But all it's going to do is just give you that insight backed by algorithms. It's going to be automated using some cool systems, AI and all that tech savvy stuff. But on the back end, what you're going to get is you're going to get, all right, I know when to buy. I actually know when to sell. And I know when to protect my money. When an investment goes bad, when do I get out? It's going to do all that for you. If you want to know more about that, get into that YMC group. You'll hear more about it when it's actually launched here in the next week. You guys get to be the first to try it out. So I'll be more than glad if you guys could be a part of that group and this new software that's coming to the market. It's killer, man. It's going to kill the market, man. So
yeah, I'm excited, G. I'm excited.
So somebody asked for your Telegram. If, like I said, join the YMC group. You want to interact with Kevin. You want to get some private sessions. You want to get some private courses from him. Get in there, get with him, start communicating, and get active. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it off. Kevin, do you have anything else to say before we close it?
No, just I appreciate everybody coming out. Hopefully me and G can offer more value throughout the weeks, especially when the markets start going up. Like, really, we just need to make some money together. So I appreciate y'all coming out here. Keep the main thing the main thing. Be great every day. Strive. Always be your best self. And it's love, man. Love genuinely every day. Your day-to-day should be love. It should be about love. It's not love, leave it alone. I love y'all. We out.
All right, stay safe, wash your hands, do your quarantine shots, whatever you need to do to keep yourself entertained. Y'all stay in touch. See y'all.
Later, brother. All right.
Peace.